Hello, I'm Albert. Today we're going to be discussing about the virtual machine and disadvantages and advantages of a virtual machine. But first of all, we want to know what is a virtual machine. A virtual machine is a computer that runs inside another computer and has its own operating system, such as the memory, storage, and the application, just like the physical computer. Physical computer is a physical computer, right? It's the host machine. The physical computer hosts the virtual machine. But within the physical machine, you get something called the hypervisor. And the hypervisor is the software that creates and manages the virtual machine. It allows multiple VMs to share resources like the CPU, the RAM, and storage, and also networking. First of all, we want to know what the virtual machine is used for. First of all, we will know that virtual machine is used for businesses. Businesses in the way that they have to be scarce in how to spend, they have to manage on how to do things. So virtual machine can also be useful for business because it can save money and make better use of hardware instead of buying separate physical server for different tasks. A company can run multiple virtual machine on one machine. I'm anticipating first of all, for me, another way I could use of visualization is for testing and boosting, or for testing the software and the development. So another thing is, if a company software wants to install a new program or test a major software update, it might not be a good idea to test it directly on the company's website. That's what I'm saying. It will not be a good idea for me to do it straight on the website. I will use a virtual machine. What I have to do, I have to get three of them, three of virtual server, so I can be able to use this machine within that website. This person that I'm providing network for those company, I will first have to let the company know that I'm have to let an assistant for accounting human resources and file sharing. I will also have to instead of me purchasing three separate physical server, I could create three virtual machine on one physical server. That's so easy. Instead of me like saying, okay, so I had to go get a three server, I could just create my virtual machine and within that virtual machine create like three servers in that virtual machine on one computer. So I don't want to use another money just to get a three server. That's too much. When I know virtual machine is just simple by creating my own three servers and using them and making them run in the same system. Right? They also want to know now what do I have to do that for? What is it for is that it will help me keep the computer system separated and organized while making better use of the physical hardware. Because as the company grows, the virtual environment can also be adjusted depending on its needs, right? I will also use virtualization for testing software and also updates. That's another way. I could use a virtualization for testing those software, for looking for updates, for looking for malicious stuff. That's what I make that virtual machine for. But also it can also provide safe environment. That's what a virtual machine can also do. It can provide safe environment for us, right? For every changes can be tested without affecting the main system. Bang. Virtual machine is crazy. Imagine without affecting the main system, if something goes wrong, it can be restored from a backup or snapshot. That's what a virtual machine is. Virtualization can also help with disaster recovery, because virtual machine can be backed up and restored if a server fails. You see what I'm talking about? Overall, virtualization Overall, what virtualization do is just allows the company to combine those workloads onto a single powerful wholesale. Let's take for example, imagine a medium-sized company that has separate server for email, file storage databases, and internal application, rather than maintaining four or five physical machines. Don't you think those services could be running as separate versions? This is why the virtual machine is there for, because why it reduces hardware cost, lower power consumption, and decreases cooling requirement and simplify maintenance. From a business perspective, that can result in a significant cost saving over time. Another way virtualization provides value is disaster recovery. I said that and I'll keep saying it. Disaster recovery in the sense that it has business continuity. And one of the greatest advantages of virtual machines is that they can be backed up and restored much more easier than traditional physical server. Now, see if it is a virtual machine, it's all about that. It's all about backing up. It's all about restoring. What would I want to use another new server when I just want to get my own virtual machine, create my own three servers within one computer? Now, this is what a virtual machine can do again. Well, it's the greatest, it's the greatest advantage of a virtual machine, and it's that they can be backed up and restored much more easily than traditional physical server. If a hardware failure occurs, the business can quickly recover by restoring the virtual machine on another host. If we have a disaster on a virtual machine and it occurs, what we can do, we can restore that on hardware. It can be visibly shown, it can be corrected, and then it can still runs. That's what a virtual machine do. Virtual machine is so powerful. The virtualization is also extremely useful in development and testing environment. It is. It's extremely useful in development and testing environment. And because of that, developers often need to test application on different operating systems before development. Imagine developer they testing different application before that development, before they develop this program, before they develop this server, they will have to test each and every one of them before they make sure that this is a good fit, this is a good fit, or this is not a good fit. Virtualization is it helps all knows what we got, what we're doing. If only we've put our mind to it and we're going to get the disadvantages and advantages of a virtual machine. If only we had to focus on those hosts. If only we had to put those servers together within a computer to build it up and make sure there is no malicious malware on it, and make sure the cybersecurity team could investigate potentially malicious software inside a virtual machine are exposing critical business system to risks. If the virtual machine becomes compromised, it can simply be developed, it can simply be deleted and recreated. And I leave my take with you guys, and I'm waiting on your video. Thank you.